The real reason we come is to fish for roach with what's known as a London roach pole. They're incredibly straightforward. A long pole that's joined together in sections with a line attached. And probably the nearest that we can get to the sort of thing that Izaak and his chums would have used. Michael just happens to be an avid collector of roach poles, and some of these beautiful examples in his collection are nearly 200 years old.
Right, Jeff, this is the pole you're going to use today.
Yeah.
This is a 4-piece pole. It's not made by one of the famous makers, but it is a very fine pole nonetheless. If a fish wants to run, you've got to try and play it underneath the pole all the time.
I want to see this happen.
Now, if you do hook a big fish and it starts to run off, whatever you do, don't point the pole at the fish, because the fish is likely to pull the joint out and take off.
I see, right.
The favourite float for the pole was always the crow quill, and still is, as far as I'm concerned.
This is going to be a pretty super day, I reckon. Oh, this is good.
Now, what you would normally do is turn your body to the right.
Yeah.
And you'd rest the pole on your left knee and with your hand underneath it. That's it, like that.
So all I do is what? And then, so I
just give it a slight swing. That's it.
Is that all right, Michael?
Yeah, that's it. Just hold it there. Yeah.
So the float goes under, and I just do that.
Lift the pole. That's it.
In the interest of science, while I fish with one of Michael's wonderful antique poles, Rae is going to be using a modern carbon fibre pole. The big difference is that his line is attached to the pole by elastic, which gives him the advantage of a lot of stretch and give. This type of tackle is becoming increasingly popular with carp anglers. I, on the other hand, am using something which was originally designed to catch fish of up to a couple of pounds. I know for a fact that there are all manner of fish much larger than that in this lake, which could prove interesting. Oh! Wow, that was serious.
Really?
Oh, very serious.
What, a heavy fish?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Oh, it just very seriously went. To the extent that I'm afraid I broke it.
You've broken your line?
Yeah.
Oh, that was a big fish.
It was a big fish. I mean, it just went jump.
Yeah.
I don't think this is a roach.
Oh, you've not hooked the bottom again, have you, Rae?
I don't know, but the bottom's moving rather fast round. I tell you what it is. It's a lovely tench.
Good one.
It is a good tench, actually. Nice tench.
As if to rub it in, and to ensure that I can't blame my equipment, Michael, too, is into a decent-sized fish. Is this a roach?
I think it's a tench.
Oh, these are nice fish.
Gosh, that is a nice fish.
So what we've got here, what we've actually got here is we've got a pair. I've got the female because the fins are normal, whereas Mike has got big spoon fins in this position here, which is the male. So there you are, and you can actually see for yourself that these fish are in fact slightly different colours. Mine's probably more light green. Yours is what, more golden? What do you think?
More golden olive.
Much more golden, yeah.
It is.
I got
Beautiful
one
fish.
that was about twice the size of that, but I put it back because...
Did you really?
Yeah.
But you're so modest in front of the camera, that's your problem. Well, I'm going to put this back, Mike. Can I just pop it into your swim to save a journey?
Thanks for ruining my swim, Rae.
That's all right, boss. That was sort of at the back of my mind at the same time.
We've come here to catch roach. Unfortunately, Michael and Rae will insist on catching large tench, which is nice, but to try and find out what's gone wrong, I thought I'd see what Izaak Walton says about roach technique. In many of the hot months, roaches may also be caught thus. Take a mayfly or antfly, sink him with a little lead to the bottom near to the piles or posts of a bridge, or near to any posts of a weir, I mean any deep place where roaches lie quietly, and then pull your fly up very leisurely, and usually a roach will follow your bait to the very top of the water and gaze on it there, and run at it and take it, lest the fly should fly away from him. Maybe the problem is I haven't got a post or a bridge or anything. Walton describes the roach as a fish of no great reputation for his dainty taste, just as well as we're not going to eat him. He goes on to say that as the carp is accounted the water fox for his cunning, so the roach is accounted the water sheep for his simplicity or foolishness. To be fair, he does go on to say that they also make capital sport. Anyway, I for one happen to like sheep.
Oh, Geoffrey,
Shut
you've
up.
caught one.
Just shut up.
No, don't try and hide.
Look at that. Do you see the wave as I put it back?
Wave?
The wave.
Wave, did you throw a bit of sweet corn in there?
Just go back fishing, come on.
No, you were embarrassed, weren't you? You were embarrassed.
I'm having a lovely time.
It feels very foreign to me to be fishing a pole and have a limited distance. And I'm watching that elastic stretch and thinking, goodness, how far will it stretch before it breaks?
The next 2 minutes will tell.
Oh, look at this carp. Look
need a
at this
hand,
old
Ray?
boy. Look at this fish.
Oh, you've got it.
What an absolute beauty. Now, on the pole, that felt very, very foreign to me. And you can imagine what it would have been like. I've got a lot of elastic which actually gives, but on the old poles, they would have been absolutely knocked out to catch a fish like this. You know, in modern jewellery and watches, they're mixing platinum and gold together to make nice colours. Well, look, the good Lord already did that to this fish. It's an absolutely fin perfect common carp, about 5 pounds.
Because Rae kept catching fish this morning on this modern pole, it was decided I should have a crack at it. My luck might change. Happy thought. All I can say is, having used Michael's beautiful Tonkin cane, lovely roach pole, to use this is just using something that's lifeless, styleless, modern, plastic. Don't like it, really. Having said that, all of a sudden I'm catching fish. And Rae, I'm pleased to report, is catching nothing. Not a thing.
The pole that I've been forced to use this afternoon is made from Tonkin cane. When I was a boy, my very first rod was made from this material, but it had a fiberglass top because I was really special in those days. When they couldn't get Tonkin of sufficient diameter, what they used was solid pieces of timber, which they hollowed out to make the sections. This one's made of mahogany, and this is as near as you're going to get to the technology that Izaak Walton and his pals used. Now, Mike, can you tell me, roughly when was this one made?
That's an Evans pole. That's about 1900, 1910.
So it's about 100 years old.
100 years, yeah, nothing on.
There are some that will tell you that the current craze for modern pole fishing has come from the continent. But if you were to ask people like me and Mike, we tell you a very different story. Walton reckoned that the biggest and fattest roach were to be found in the Thames, where you'd also find the best roach anglers. Now, Mike and I grew up learning from guys who followed in that tradition. And on the stretches of canals and rivers where we cut our teeth, you'd often see the old boys doing exactly what we're doing today.
Although the roach Michael and I were catching were never going to break any records, they were coming fast and furious. And by the end of the afternoon, we had a very respectable haul.
Lovely fish.
Yes, they were the ones I caught, I think.
Yeah.
You think so?
I think you did, Geoffrey. Yes,
Yeah.
seriously, you did.
Home you go, boys
Put
and
them
girls.
back, yeah?
Yeah.
Well done, fellas.
That's it.
Terrific.
Well, that's good.
Happy roach. Terrific day, Michael. Thank
Lovely
you
to
very,
have
very
you here,
much.
Geoffrey.